Of paper numbers 207, Contemporary Literature in English, is Marginalized Communities in the Globalized World, with reference to the Ministry of Utmost Happiness by Arundhati Roy. This is my personal information. This is table of context. Beginning with the introduction, globalization is a word which is used to describe the growing interdependence of the world's economics, culture, and the population brought about by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology and flow of investment, people, and information. Globalization comes with development, and the development has positive and negative impacts. Development, of course, brings the economic growth, but it leads to the displacement of the marginalized communities due to the development projects, which leads to the loss of the traditional ways of life of a marginalized communities. Talking about the novel, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, it was published in 2017 and it is Arundhati Roy's second novel, a multi layered story which talks about the political and the social landscape and explores the themes such as gender, identity, love, and impact of political conflict on the ordinary people's life. It was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2017. It also gives the multidimensional depiction of the Indian society of both the dominant class and the subjugated class. Dr. Tanu Kashyap, in her article Aligning Connotations of Lost Identities in Arundhati Roy's The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, says that her novel, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, also portrays a world where people suffer at the hands of the authority. This is the burning issue of Kashmir insurgency, where violence and ferocity has become day-to-day problem. The novel is giving us variety of dialogues and lines, like skyscrapers and steel factories sprang up where the forest used to be. Rivers were bottled and sold in supermarkets. Fish were tinned, mountains mined and turned into shipping missiles. Massive dams lit up the cities like Christmas trees. Everyone was happy. This statement gives us how modernization and development in the city was affecting to the city. The dams, which ruins the ecological river system, harms our aquatic life, and does not provide the sufficient water to the farmer. This one incident related to the project of the dam, that is Narmada Bachao Andolan, is also witnessed in our society. One of the article by Khan also says that the people who have been deliberately silenced and marginalized from the mainstream to the periphery, like the untouchables, that are Dalits, the poverty-stricken, the tribals, the transgenders, and in some cases women as well as elderly. This novel seeks the consolation for those people who are unconsoled, as the novel in the beginning says that it is for the unconsoled. The novel also talks about how the unprivileged population had to evict from the cities without any reason. However, the inconsiderate people who are at the higher level of the social structure, that is elite class, live their blissful life in the society where the development is happening. That is away from the lights and advertisement. Villages were being emptied, cities too. Millions of people were being moved, but nobody knew where to move. The character Biplav Das Gupta is talking about the changing atmosphere around him. Most of the older houses has been torn down and plush new developers. Flats were coming up in their place. Nostalgia for older, quieter time, perhaps. And the difference between the elite class and the marginalized is also told very in a uh, a very wonderfully way in the novel. The novel statement also talks that how the authority was behaving differently towards the marginalized. As the Anjum was living in the graveyard in the Jannat guest house, it was an unauthorized construction. There also they were getting the municipal authorities were coming to coming there for the warning that they need to empty the place. And the bunya, I would like to say the bunya in the wire in the article has said, in the article named India's unplanned urbanization is far from smart, says that the socio-spatial hierarchy in the country's ever expanding cities is growing deeper, even as inequalities of income, access, and opportunities remain unarrested. Marginalization and ghettoization remains appallingly commonplace in Indian cities. These were all the things which we have noted in the novel, that how the marginalized communities are being affected. If we see in a contemporary time where the world is globalizing, there are various such incidents which can be noted, like the farmers' land are like land is taken from them for the widening of the road for Chatham project. Then we have recently witnessed the Joshimath sinking for the economic benefits, that our government wants financial benefits, and which is affecting to the land which is on the hills and the mountains. Then as we talked about the Narmada Bachao Andolan, there is also one statement in the novel which talks about that how the marginalized are lying on the road, and they have to face the accidents at the night, in the night when the elite class are moving in their high class car, which is also witnessed when the Salman Khan case of 2002 was there of hit and run. Then the beautification drive was given in the emergency period by Sanjay Gandhi, when the all the margin land of marginalized communities were bulldozed by them. Then POSCO steel plant, which had also faced opposition from the local communities, mainly from the Adivasis, who argued that the project would displace them from their land and forest and destroy their traditional way of life. And the Vedanta bauxite mining in Niyamgiri Hills project also faced opposition by the Dongaria Konth tribe. In conclusion, we can see that the novel by Arundhati Roy is talking about how the main though the main theme of the novel is not about how the marginalized are facing the difficulties in the developing and the globalizing world, but the novel is very true to the contemporary time, that how the marginalized community is facing problem while the world is developing. These are my works cited. Thank you.
Can you say that the novel is a good example to see the Indian government?
We can say that novel is wonderful, is giving a good depiction how we can't specifically say that it's only the issue with the Indian government. We see that how authority is working in the society, how it is affecting to the marginalized community, all the people who are not elite class, and we reading the novel, going through the novel, we get the reality of the world. And this novel is anyway the criticism or a satire to the authority and the way of working and the decisions they have taken in the society.
See, my question is, what are the steps can be taken to stop land grabbing by multinational companies?
In a way, if we talk about the steps to be taken to stop all this land grabbing, I think on a personal level we can't suggest anything that how this situation can be overcome. In a way, the situation needs to be seen by the authority and the companies that what they are doing is really necessary to do. If it is not, they can if they can leave that project aside, uh, they can. And if it necessary, then then the things needed to be done in the society for the development. But we can say that the marginalized communities who are getting affected due to all this development can be helped in the other way. They are given compensation, but perhaps it is not enough to sustain their whole life, which can be sustained in the land which they already had. Thank you.